The great hall of Camelot buzzed with life. It was a night of celebration, a feast to honor the valor of King Arthur's knights. Laughter echoed through the hall, mingling with the sweet melodies of minstrels. Tables groaned under the weight of platters piled high with roasted meats, plump fruits, and delicate pastries. Wine flowed freely, its ruby depths reflecting the flickering candlelight. Arthur, the once and future king, sat upon his throne. He was surrounded by his knights, the bravest and most noble in the realm. Suddenly, the hall was plunged into an unnatural silence. A hush fell over the court, as if an unseen hand had stilled the very air they breathed. The candles flickered and dimmed, casting long dancing shadows across the startled faces. All eyes turned towards the head of the table, where a blinding light began to emanate from the empty seat reserved for the king's right hand. Then it appeared. A chalice, seemingly crafted from pure light, rested upon the table. Into the stunned silence stepped the ancient figure of Merlin. He was Arthur's advisor, a powerful wizard and a seer of unmatched wisdom. His eyes, usually twinkling with merriment, now burned with an almost prophetic intensity. He raised his hand and the whispers died down.
"Behold, the Holy Grail has appeared. It is a sign, a beacon of hope in a world shrouded in darkness. The Grail has chosen this time and this place to reveal itself. It seeks a knight of purest heart and strongest will to embark upon a quest, a sacred journey to find its true resting place and heal the land."
His gaze lingered on each knight, as if weighing their souls in the balance. A murmur rippled through the court. The knights, their initial awe giving way to a burning curiosity and a thirst for adventure, began to whisper amongst themselves. An eager energy now filled the hall, a stark contrast to the stunned silence that had preceded it. The knights, their eyes alight with a mixture of excitement and trepidation, looked to Arthur. They were the bravest and most skilled warriors in the land, each eager to prove their worth by undertaking this holy quest. Arthur, ever the wise and measured king, surveyed his knights. He saw their burning desire for glory, their eagerness to embark on this perilous quest. Yet he also saw the potential for danger, for pride to cloud their judgment and lead them astray. His heart was heavy with a father's concern for his sons, for he knew that the path to the Grail would be fraught with peril.
My knights, the quest for the Holy Grail is not a task to be undertaken lightly. It is a journey fraught with danger, a test of not only your physical strength, but also the very core of your being. Many will answer the call, but only the purest of heart will succeed. I implore you, my knights, to proceed with humility and caution, for the Grail's power is not to be trifled with.
Among the knights of the Round Table, 3 stood out for their valor, their chivalry, and their unwavering loyalty to Arthur. There was Lancelot, the bravest of the brave, his prowess in battle unmatched. Yet Lancelot harbored a secret shame, a forbidden love for Arthur's queen, Guinevere. This guilt gnawed at his soul, casting a shadow over his noble heart.
My heart is heavy with a burden I dare not share, yet my duty to the king and the realm must come first.
Then there was Percival, the young and untested knight. He was filled with a burning desire to prove himself worthy of his place at the Round Table. Percival possessed a pure heart and an unwavering faith, yet his youthful naivety made him susceptible to the temptations and distractions that lay in wait on the path to the Grail.
I will prove myself, no matter the cost. My faith and my heart will guide me.
And finally, there was Galahad, the youngest of the knights. He was a newcomer to Camelot, a son of Lancelot himself, though neither father nor son were aware of their connection. Galahad possessed a purity of spirit and a connection to the divine that set him apart from all others. He was destined for greatness, his arrival heralding the culmination of the Grail prophecy.
Despite my internal struggles, I rode out from Camelot with my usual air of confidence and determination.
Lancelot was a knight without equal in matters of warfare and chivalry. Yet, the weight of his forbidden love for Guinevere pressed down on him, a constant reminder of his flawed nature.
I hope that by achieving this holy quest, I can somehow atone for my sins and find a measure of peace.
His journey was fraught with trials. He faced down monstrous beasts and overcame cunning sorcerers. He rescued damsels in distress and dispensed justice with his mighty sword. Through it all, Lancelot carried himself with honor and courage, proving time and again why he was considered the greatest knight of the realm.
One day, weary from my travels, I stumbled upon a humble chapel nestled within a secluded glen.
Drawn by an unseen force, he dismounted his steed and entered the sacred space. As he knelt in prayer, seeking solace and guidance, a blinding light filled the chapel. Before him, on the altar, appeared the Holy Grail.
Percival, filled with youthful enthusiasm, embarked on his quest with an almost reckless abandon. He saw the world in shades of black and white, good and evil, right and wrong. He charged headfirst into danger, his sword arm ever ready, his heart pure but untested. He believed that his faith and his unwavering conviction would be enough to overcome any obstacle. His journey took him through dark forests and across treacherous mountains. He faced down bandits and rescued maidens from the clutches of evil knights. With each victory, my confidence grew, but so did my pride. I began to see myself as the hero of my own story, forgetting that the quest for the Grail was not about personal glory, but about selfless service.
One evening, as he sought shelter in a seemingly abandoned castle, Percival stumbled upon a lavish feast laid out before him. A beautiful woman, her voice like silk, beckoned him to join her. He was weary and hungry, and the allure of comfort and companionship was almost too much to resist. Yet something held him back.
Galahad, unlike his father and Percival, embarked on his quest with a sense of quiet determination. He was unburdened by Lancelot's guilt or Percival's youthful arrogance. I possessed a purity of spirit, an innate connection to the divine that guided my every step. I saw the quest not as a test of strength or a means to achieve glory, but as a sacred duty, a pilgrimage of the soul.
As he journeyed across the land, Galahad seemed to attract miracles like a magnet. He healed the sick with a touch, his words carrying the weight of divine favor. He brought peace to warring factions and turned away from temptation with a serenity that baffled those who sought to test him. One starlit night, as he knelt in prayer beneath the open sky, the Holy Grail descended from the heavens and landed before him. It pulsed with a gentle light, bathing Galahad in its ethereal glow. There was no booming voice, no test of worthiness, for Galahad was the embodiment of purity, the chosen one.
The knights who returned to Camelot were forever changed by their experiences. Humbled by my failure, I dedicated my life to atonement, serving Arthur and Guinevere with renewed loyalty and devotion. I would forever bear the weight of my past transgressions, but I found a measure of peace in selfless service.
Matured by my trials, I became a wise and respected knight. I learned that true strength lay not in physical prowess alone, but in the courage to resist temptation and stay true to one's ideals. I became a mentor to younger knights, sharing the lessons I had learned on my arduous journey.
The knights gathered in the great hall, their faces etched with the weight of their experiences. They spoke of the wonders they had seen, the challenges they had overcome, and the lessons they had learned.
Arthur, his heart heavy with a mixture of pride and sorrow, listened as his knights recounted their tales. He saw how the quest had changed them, how it had tested their limits and revealed the true nature of their hearts. He mourned for Galahad, his departure a bittersweet reminder of the Grail's power.
As he gazed upon the faces of his knights, Arthur realized that the quest for the Holy Grail, while born of a legend, had left an indelible mark on Camelot. It had forced his knights to confront their own mortality, their flaws and their aspirations. It had reminded them of the importance of faith, compassion, and the pursuit of a higher purpose. The Grail itself might be gone, returned to the heavens from whence it came, but its legacy lived on in the hearts of those who had sought it. It served as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope and faith could prevail. It was a symbol of the enduring human spirit, the unwavering belief in something greater than oneself.